Oh boy, it's Super Mario Galaxy, baby! Released on November 12, 2007, this was Mario's first ever galaxy exploring adventure in 3D. Ever since its release, this game has been praised to hell and back. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm about to do the exact same thing. Just a quick note, this review is based off the re-release on Switch, so just keep that in mind. So let's not waste any time and jump into Super Mario Galaxy. Mario Galaxy's story is pretty simple. It's a Mario game after all. Mario is given a letter by Princess Peach to join her in a Star Festival, as she has something special to give him. Well, I wonder what that could be. Sex. It's probably sex. But while jolly old Mario makes his way to the castle, the King of Koopas, Bowser, shows up to ruin the festival. Mario tries to save Peach from being kidnapped for like 40,000 time, but as usual, he fails. Mario then wakes up in an unknown planet surrounded by bunnies. And you know what they say about bunnies. For Mario to figure out where he is forced to play hide and seek with the bunnies. Or is it rabbits? Who cares? The more interesting topic is how Mario was kidnapped by fucking animals. Once Mario catches all the animals, he meets Mama, Princess Rosalina, who knows Mario's current predicament and tells him about how Bowser stole all of her power stars. So basically space robbery. She gives Mario a Lumafriend to help him gather up power stars. It gives him Beyblade powers. So Mario is sent off to different galaxies to reclaim stolen power stars in order to power Rosalina's flying merry-go-round and to ultimately reach the center of the universe where Bowser lies. Needless to say, the game has some pretty high stakes. For a Mario game anyways. I mean, if Mario fails, Bowser rules the entire frickin' galaxy. Don't worry though, Mario does gather the minimum required amount of power stars to meet Bowser and end his madness. Bowser and Mario fight, Mario saves Peach, and the universe ends. So yeah, pretty basic Mario story. A bunch of baby stars commit suicide to stop the universe from ending, and it ends up being recreated instead. Mario starts into the sky and the game ends. For a mainline Mario story, this is definitely one of the more intense ones. I mean, Mario 64, Peach is stuck inside a castle, and in this one the galaxy is ending. I love this game's more serious story, but at the end of the day, it's a Mario game, and so the story can't be deeper than a kid's swimming pool. Anyways, let's move on to the meat of the game, which is the game. Good segue there, olaterrio. With the game featuring mainly planet-based platforming, it'd be easy to assume that this is a nightmare to control, but in actuality, it's smooth like butter. It wouldn't be a Mario game otherwise. Most of the time, controlling Mario is as easy as stealing from a blind man. Performing backflips and long jumping feels as good as ever, and running around planets works better than you think it would. I know for a fact there was like one area where I had slight difficulties, but it happened so rarely I honestly couldn't care less. Even the motion controls aren't that bad. They're definitely not good, but I've experienced worse. Unique to this game, and its sequel, is Mario's ability to do a spin move that damages enemies and gives them extra height. In the original game, you'd swing the Wii mode to perform the spin, but in the re-release you could just hit the Y button. You also have this cursor that can be used to pick up and shoot starbits. You can shoot starbits at enemies, but all it does is stun them, and so most of the time I don't even bother. These starbits can also be used to feed hungry Lumas, which can unlock new galaxies or new planets in the current galaxy. You don't have to play the optional galaxies since it's mainly for 100%, but it's useful if you want to finish the game faster. What do I mean by that? Well, like Mario 64, you use stars to unlock galaxies and boss fights. And to get to the final galaxy, all you need is 60 stars. And unlike a certain other stupid Mario game, it doesn't matter where the stars come from. As long as you have 60, you can get the Bowser. Grand Stars, which are stars you get from beating galaxy bosses, give you access to new areas of the observatory, and thusly, access to new galaxies. Speaking of galaxies, since Mario's in space, there is no need for realism. This allows for some of the trippiest level designs a Mario game can have. You'll sometimes find yourself jumping from orbit to orbit, dealing with the inversion of gravity, and even platforming through the many black holes spotted throughout each level. And all of this sounds really difficult, right? Having to deal with wonky gravity while platforming around black holes sounds pretty tough. But trust me, this game is anything but tough. Ignore the countless amounts of death I have. That's just me sucking at video games in general, and is no way indicative of the game's actual difficulty. It's smooth sailing throughout the entire game. Unless you're me and die at the same stage like 40 times. Sometimes though, the game will try to throw you a curveball with comet stars. Stars designed to be more difficult with timers and no-hit runs. Unfortunately, they aren't that hard. Especially the time comets. I almost always have no trouble beating the stage under the time limit. The average player will most likely not have any trouble beating these challenges, except maybe for the one-hit challenge. Luckily for me, I managed to beat 1A challenges fairly easily, but I get the feeling that with some of these bosses you'll definitely have a struggle. But hey, enough about these comet stars. There's another part of the game I want to talk about, and that is the story room. While playing the game and collecting stars, you'll gradually learn more about Rosalina's past through the story room, and for a Mario game, this is sort of dark. It tells the tale of a little girl who lost her mom and mourned for her. And with the band of Lumas, they eventually convince her that she is their mama, and she takes up the responsibility. And this is why the Lumas refer to Rosalina as their mama. Pretty interesting, but my god, they literally mentioned that her mother was buried by the tree. God damn. Alright, just one more thing I want to mention. If you manage to complete the game 100%, you can start a new game as Luigi. I didn't do that, as for however unbelievable as it is, I do indeed have a life. I will eventually do it, maybe for a replay of the game years from now, but hey, who knows. Anyways, I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about, so let's move on to the graphics. For a Wii game, I've got to say this is one really good looking game. I know that the Wii really spiced up the HUD and gave it a 60 FPS upgrade, but I'm pretty sure everything else stayed the same. For however limited the Wii was, this game managed to look really pretty at times. I can't really complain about a single thing in this game that looks genuinely bad. Thanks to the Galaxy theme, this game can look downright insane in its level design at times. The problem with this game is that there's so many damn galaxies and so many unique areas, it'd take me forever going through each and every single one, telling you, hey, this is what this looks like and I like this one, but not really this one. And since overall the entire game looks nice, I don't think it's really worth going too in-depth into every single little thing. So just giving a general analysis of, yeah, it looks good, is, you know, kind of appropriate for the situation. Anyways, onto something that is way more interesting, the music. With this being the only Mario game featuring a full orchestral track, it's no surprise how great this game sounds. If you played me a song from this game, I could probably tell you the level that it comes from. There are some tracks that are reused, but when those reused tracks sound this good, I don't really mind. The stage song conveys the fact that Mario's journey is grand, while some of the more saddening tracks heighten the sadder moments that this game can have. And don't even get me started with the dramatic tracks. When I say this game is intense, you can bet that's mostly due to the soundtrack. A good soundtrack can turn a decent game into a great game, and that's just the power the music has. So let's do a quick show off of some of my favorite tracks this game has to offer, shall we? And believe it or not, there are more tracks I could put in here. So much of the soundtrack is just so good. I'll be honest, I'm really sick of the original Mario Bros. Theme, so that's why I didn't put the remix here. But this game more than makes up for it with the rest of the soundtrack. I could confidently say this is one of the best Mario soundtracks ever present in a Mario game. I don't think there will ever be a Mario game with a soundtrack like this again. And you know what? I'm fucking fine with that. At the end of the day, what can I say? It's fucking Super Mario Galaxy! This game will always be one of, if not my favorite Mario game of all time. And that's not just because of nostalgia from a game I played oh so long ago. This is genuine love for a game I'm glad I could play again, even if it's through a scummy business tactic. I don't think there will ever be a game quite like Super Mario Galaxy ever again. The sequel isn't even like this game. But you know what? If this was the last Mario game Nintendo ever made, I would not care. This would be a great send-off. I don't think any Mario game will ever catch up to being one of my favorites. Not for a very long time anyways. So if you can, I say this is a must-play by any Mario fan. For however shallow the story is, at least it's more dramatic than any Mario game, and it's worth a good watch. The gameplay is buttery smooth, and the music is one of a kind. I implore you to play this game, in fact. But anyways, that's just my review of Super Mario Galaxy. A short one to be exact. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next adventure, whatever it may be.